nangyari at nakita po mismo niya paano nagkaroon ng impact o collision during the time that early morning October 2, 4:20 in the morning. And most of the survivors, when they endeavored back to return to mainland here in Zambales, has said that the fishing boat therein still left in the site as an incident site. Tumawag lang siya, nag-capsize lang siya, pero sigurado sila na andun pa rin po yung piece of evidence po natin. So with that kind of information, the Commandant, Admiral Abo, has to conduct retrieval operations. Kasi mahalaga po to sa gathering po ng information at the same time establishing our evidence. And then right then, the Commandant activated the fact-finding committee, spearheaded by yours truly. And of course, to my right is Commodore Supangan, is my Vice Chair for the fact-finding committee. And so with Commodore Tariela, Captain Timbang, Captain Angge, Captain Federico, Commodore Senador. So ang focus po ng fact-finding committee nito is to determine which foreign vessel alighted with fishing boat therein during that fateful morning, October 2 at 4:20 in the morning. Yun lang po ang pinaka-focus po natin. So we have established three important evidence, and these are all corroborating to each other. Number one, we utilize the monitoring system in the Coast Guard. Ito po ang klaseng monitoring system, we call it maritime traffic and sea vision, that would monitor the movement and tracking of vessels, especially going into, in and out sa maritime domain po natin. And we have identified MT Pacific ANA that really passed through the coordinates where FB therein were then moored in sa payaw niya. And we also considered other vessels passing through during the time and date of the incident. Ang pinakamalapit lang po na barko na dumadaan doon, apart from MT Pacific ANA, is MB Dukhan, which is around 9.5 nautical miles. Napakalayo po niya. At ang kulay ay blue. So we have established this evidence before the Senate hearing last time. And apart from that, there is a strong evidence also saying that the FB therein is still floating at the payaw where it was moored. So we decided to conduct retrieval operations. Itong retrieval operations po natin, although medyo mahirap, but we have made it to the point, it is well planned using our Coast Guard assets, but the difficult one in conceptualizing the retrieval operation is how to refloat or salvage this capsized FB therein. But because of our strong fervor, because we see how important it is for the sake of justice, and of course for the sake to establish a strong, solid evidence to help in pursuing this case, so we pursue the mission using combined the Coast Guard assets and as well as Harbor Star. I called up personally the owner of Harbor Star to help us in the salvage operation, the person of Mr. Jun Bella. And upon knowing the value and how important it is, he supported the Coast Guard. Kaya palakpakan po natin ang MTAG Avior at ang Harbor Star for helping this great effort. Alam niyo ba, napakatagal po ang operations nito. 7 days at sea sila dahil napakalayo, 180 nautical miles within our exclusive economic zone. Now, to give us the details of this retrieval operations and for your appreciation, I will now invite and request my Vice Chair of Fact-Finding Committee of FB therein, the person of Coast Guard, Commodore Mel Supangan, to give you how we were able to retrieve and repload our very important piece of evidence in this ongoing investigation. Commodore Supangan, please.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm Commodore Mel Supangan, the Deputy of Task Force Kaligtasan sa Karagatan, provide you information about the retrieval operation of MB therein. Commandant Philippine Coast Guard Admiral Artemio M. Abu directed the Task Force Kaligtasan sa Karagatan under Vice Admiral Joseph M. Coime for the conduct of retrieval operation involving fishing boat FB Derin, which was reportedly involved in a maritime incident with an identified foreign vessel transpired at latitude 16 degrees 12.567 minutes north and longitude 116 degrees 38.677 minutes east, or at approximately 180 nautical miles west of Agno, Pangasinan on 03 October 2023. The survivors of the maritime incident reported that FB Derin accidentally collided by an identified southbound foreign commercial vessel navigating in the area, which resulted in the loss of lives of 3 crew members of the fishing boat. Next slide, please. The Task Force Kaligtasan sa Karagatan issued a letter of instruction number 001-2023 dated 06 October 2023 for the immediate conduct of retrieval operation of FB Derin. Task Force Kaligtasan sa Karagatan deployed BRP Malapascua, MRRB Popo 03, and PCG Cessna Caravan PCG 2081 during the operation. The retrieval operations were divided into 3 phases, such as the aerial survey, security, and salvage operation. Next slide. This is the last known position of MV Derin, which was reported. Next slide, please. The asset that the Coast Guard deployed, the PCG Cessna Caravan 2081, BRP Malapascua, MRB Popo 03, and MTAG Abior under the Harbor Star. Next slide. During the first phase of operation, the PCG Cessna Caravan PCG 2081 of Coast Guard Aviation Force was deployed and conducted the maritime aerial survey to validate the actual position of FB Derin, and all at the same time extended their operations and conducted maritime domain awareness in the water of West Philippine Sea. Next slide, please. The second phase was executed and the task force deployed MRRB Popo 03, the BRP Malapascua, to secure the fishing boat. On 07-2400 hours, 09 October 2023, the floating debris of FB Derin identified with SSEN number 00042252, painted white and sky blue, capsized sideward to her port with both of her outriggers were detached and missing. Its fishing gears were suspended in the water. The debris of FB Derin was located at latitude 16 degrees 12.569 minutes north and longitude 116 degrees 45.639 east, or at approximately 180 nautical mile west of Agno, Pangasinan. The fishing boat was secured by BRP Malapascua while waiting for the arrival of the salvage vessel. Next slide. The third phase was the conduct of salvage operation on the fishing boat undertaken by MTAG Abior of the Harbor Star Shipping, a certified salvor company. On 14:3500 hours, 11 October 2023, MTAG Abior arrived at the reported location and rendezvous with BRP Malapascua. Immediately, the salvor conducted surface and underwater inspection in order to evaluate and assess the capsized fishing boat. The weather condition was partly cloudy skies with good visibility, northwesterly wind prevailing 10 to 20 knots, rough seas with 2 meters wave height. Next slide. Towing operation was executed after that. Despite bad weather and unfavorable sea condition, tacking the 2 to 2.5 meters wave height with a towing speed of 2.5 knots en route to Subic, Zambales. While en route, BRP Malapascua continued providing security escort during the towing operation. Next slide. On 0859, hours, 14 October 2023, MTAG Abroad personnel started the refloating operation, uprighting of the fishing boat FB Darwin at latitude 15 degrees 32.39 north and longitude 119.53.576 minutes east, or at vicinity waters of 1.5 nautical mile south of Masinloc, Zambales, with a continuous effort in salvage operation. On 19:34 hours, 14 October 2023, FB Darwin was uprighted. However, due to reduced visibility during nighttime, on 20:27 hours, 14 October 2023, MTAG Abior personnel temporarily suspended, knocked off the operation of FB Darwin for safety, and resumed on the next day on 06:27 hours of 15 October 2023. Next slide, please. When FB Darwin was properly lashed and secured, the towing operation continued, proceeding to the here at Subic, Zambales, arriving on 1800 hours, 15 October 2023. Next slide. Mission assessment, effective deployment of Cessna Caravan 2081 lag with 3 hours and 41 minutes flying hours, and BRP Malapascua lag 184 hours total streaming time covering 851.9 nautical mile. The active engagement and partnership of PCG and PCG accredited salvor company, the Harbor Star. And for our way forward, we will conduct the coordination of the PCG MCIS and the PNP Forensic to preserve evidences during the post-structural inspection and the paint collecting sample. And lastly, the instrumental role of the PCG fact-finding committee. That will be all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Commodore Supangan, for that very detailed retrieval of operations. So, ako'y natutuwa nung habang nagpe-present si Commodore Supangan at nakita po ng mga kasamahan po natin, mga survivors, yung kanilang mangiti dahil yung kanilang source ng kanilang livelihood nakuha natin at nahila at uprighted na siya at tumatakbo through towing operations. So, with these successful retrieval operations, we give due credit sa mga operating units po natin. Of course, we have here with us the commanding officer of BRP Malapascua 4403, the person of Lieutenant Alvarez. Palakpakan natin siya. And also the Salvor Master of MTAG Abior, Captain Edgar Briones of Harbor Star. So, palakpakan po natin. Alam niyo po, ang Harbor Star, malaking component siya sa retrieval operations kasi si Coast Guard at this time, wala pa tayong capability to salvage capsize fishing boat. Kaya nung tinakbo namin sila, hindi po silang nagdalawang isip kundi tulungan po ang Philippine Coast Guard. Ito po ay sangalan ng mga nawala sa atin, no, sa dagat, yung 3 local fishermen po natin, and of course, yung mga survivors po natin. Ito ay inaalay namin sa kanila. Rest assured, yung fact-finding committee po natin, ang Philippine Coast Guard, will now finalize its investigation soon as possible time because this will really help a lot in pursuing a solid case against the ship owner and the master of the vessel responsible for that allision incident. So at this point, may I request the moderator, Commodore Tariela, to moderate the question and answer, please.
The table is now open for any questions that you might want to clarify. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good morning, sirs. Mads Villar po from Net25. After po na madala natin dito sa Subic Port, itong FBD rin, ano na po yung next step po? Kamusta na po yung takbo ng investigation natin? May significant updates na po ba? Salamat po.
Okay, thank you. Bigyan ko muna kayo ng update, no? Since the last time we had the press briefing together with survivors at the National Headquarters, Philippine Coast Guard. Kasi doon po tayo nag-pick up last time. No, there are series of updates and development about the ongoing investigation. One is the Coast Guard has written the Port State Control of Singapore and also the Marshall Islands, the flag registry of MT Pacific ANA. Marshall Islands, being the flag state, is incumbent upon them to conduct maritime casualty investigation in compliance with the conventions on maritime casualty. So this is an independent investigation. They reacted and responded to our official request, informing them of this allision incident. Magandang bagay na rin po nag-responde sila. And in fact, early this morning, we informed them about the recovery of the MFB, Dirin. So they also manifested they are very willing to conduct also their own ocular inspection. Kasi just to complete the process. Kami naman po sa Coast Guard, being part of this investigation independently, we requested SOCO kasi sila po may capability dito sa post-structural inspection. So overall, kung saan po yung impact, the paint composition, among others, that will play vital in establishing kung sino talagang nakabangga dito sa fishing boat natin. So the commandant has given us instruction and his strong desire that a few days from now he'll be retiring from active service, that we need to complete our report before he retire, and he will be the one to sign and approve it, so as the pursuit of this case will be forwarded to those competent authorities, such as also that would include the Department of Foreign Affairs through the normal channeling through diplomatic means. So ganyan pong isa sa mga approaches po natin. And of course, other competent authority, the Department of Justice would be also involved in this case. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello po, good morning. Vivian Gulia from ABS-CBN. Based on what we saw sa FB Dirin or what remains of it, ano po ang masasabi natin in layman's term na damage na nasustain nitong FB Dirin, at ano po ang connection nito or paano po nito mai-establish or mai-connect doon sa mga testimonya na nabanggit po ng ating mga eyewitnesses, etc., para mapatibay po yung kaso?
Okay, thank you po, ma'am. So we have established a strong theory. Yung mga circumstantial evidence, to include this one, is not circumstantial, it's already a material evidence of the case. There are three things. Number one is yung monitoring system natin. We utilize yung maritime traffic and sea vision, yung monitoring movement and historical data ng mga passing vessels during the date and time of the incident, wherein we really establish that it is only MT Pacific ANA passed through the coordinates. And then secondly, the testimonies of our survivors. May eyewitness po tayo, the person of Mr. I think Johnny Manlolo, who really saw how that a foreign vessel alighted with their fishing boat. And then thirdly, with this piece of evidence right now, physically retrieved by our retrieving team, makikita po natin initially sa physical inspection, wala na siyang cutting. Kasi if you compare the original design, may mga cutting siya, outrigger. So, as we will see it from here, makikita po natin wala na siyang cutting. That would serve as balance or stability of the fishing boat. Thank you.
Sorry sir, follow up lang. Can we say kung halimbawa ano ba yung possible cause nito? For example, is it the weather at that time, etc. po? Ano, may conclusion na ba as to that?
The investigation is still going on. It's not yet final kasi we need yet to submit our official report. So, but initially, kahit masama po panahon, madilim, ang mga barko naman po, equipped po ng mga radar systems at may bridge teams lookout mga navigators natin. And based on the requirement on not only on maritime safety but on collision regulation, ay ito po ay lahat ng mga barko in whatever weather condition at sea, they are capable of detecting and should avoid those risks of collision at sea.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So good afternoon, John Eric Mendoza po from INQUIRER.net. Sir, may previous request yung family, sir. I mean, sir, yung may-ari nung FBD rin na kung po pwede daw po na magamit ulit nila yung boat, sir. With the investigation, sir, or based dun sa assessment ng damage, sir, may possibility ba, sir, na pwede pang maibalik yun, sir, sa family, itong boat?
Okay, thank you. We anticipated that request also, no? But for us, as we are completing the investigation, meantime, I preserve po muna natin as evidence. So there is a discerning intention of the flag state who is also conducting their own independent investigation that they want to conduct their own ocular investigation. So in the meantime, we will still preserve this fishing boat, and by the time we have completed the investigation together with Marshall Islands, so perhaps we can communicate with the PNP, I think Infanta, who was the one has the jurisdiction of this investigation. So they will have the final say whether to release it to the boat owner and somehow conduct its repair para bumalik siya uli sa dating katayuan niya, pwedeng gamitin sa pangingisda.
Yes, sir. A follow-up, sir. Gaano katagal kaya, sir, yung itatakbo ng mga investigations, sir? Like,
for us, as I can see on our part, within the week, we can complete the fact-finding investigation to be done by the PCG.
thank you, sir. Salamat po.
Good afternoon po. Joanna Aglipot po, Philippine Daily Inquirer. So, saan po mag-i-stay yung bangka? Dito po ba sa Freeport o iuwi po sa Subic?
We have instructed the station commander of Coast Guard here in Subic to look for a place more secured na hindi siya masisira, ma-preserve. And this will be provided with security details from the Coast Guard. No? By all means, kailang protektahan po, we preserve natin po yung ebidensya na yan until such time matapos po lahat yung investigation. So guaranteed po yan, don't worry sa may-ari, hindi po mababandalize yan dahil may security component po tayo na magbabantay po ng fishing boat natin 24/7.
So, sa ngayon po, dito muna po siya sa Freeport.
That we cannot determine right now. Basta inatasan po natin yung ating station commander who will be the one tasked to see or to look for appropriate harbor area or more secured port area na free from any other people that would attempt to vandalize this fishing boat.
Thank you po.
Morning, sir. Cedric Castillo, sir, from GMA7, sir. Sir, ano po ang alam natin, anong impormasyon na hawak natin tungkol sa sorry, sir, what's the name, sir? Yung ANA?
Pacific Ana.
Pacific ANA, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. Ito po ba ay nagpapatuloy ng operation? So, nakasuspend po ngayon, sir?
So far, dahil kasi itong MT Pacific Ana, when we look at yung kanyang movement, no, sa kanyang trade, hindi po siya sa rec for the past 3 years na never pay call sa any ports in the Philippines. So, iba-ibang bansa po. So, as we monitor them through our monitoring system, After the incident, dumaan siya ng Singapore. After Singapore, Myanmar, Malaysia. And going around lang siya. But meaning to say, the trade of MT Pacific still continuing. Hindi pa sure na suspend. The one who will really say so would be the flag state, yung Marshall Islands, ang magsasabi sa kanya. So far, hindi tayo makapag-demand about its suspension because we are not the flag state. Wala tayong physical custody of the vessel. But one thing certain about us, we are now exerting our authority being the coastal state administration of the Philippines because the incident happened within the exclusive economic zone of the Philippines. Thank you.
Okay. Sir, can you walk us through, sir, kahit briefly lang po, doon sa proseso na pagdadaanan po ng mga complainants until the day that they actually get the damages po? And follow up on that, sir, sa ngayon po ba, sir, meron nang natatanggap na tulong yung mga complainant po? Thank you, sir.
I'm not so privy about the claims, no, kasi nakafocus po kami sa investigation. Yung investigation po namin is one specific purpose, to identify the certainty of that foreign vessel allied with fishing boat Dirin. As to the claims, na pag-usapan na rin sa Senate hearing, that because our senators has established some records in the past about the claims. It took years bago makapag-claim po yung mga survivors pa natin. And one good thing about during that Senate hearing, our good senators have appealed to the ship owners and the representative that we cannot afford to let our poor fishermen to survive each day na wala po yung pagkabuhay nila. As much as possible yung humanitarian aspect. Aminin na nila because we have already established our strong theories and through the presentation of evidence, dapat tumulong na sila on this part. Because if we will let it go to its legal and normal process, it will take really number of years to establish such.
Sir, good morning. Lawrence Tanho, sir, Radyo Pilipinas. Sir, clarify ko yung understand, hindi pa tapos yung ating investigation. But then, as of now, sir, can we say na sinadya or anong intention nung nangyari? Hindi pa sinasadya? Or at saka final na, na Pacific Ana talaga other than no other, kumbaga, pinaghihinalaan na bangka, barko?
As I mentioned earlier, we have established three important things, no, pointing towards MT Princess Ana. Again, this report is yet to be written and to be forwarded by us. But I would say right now, sa initial findings natin, may strong evidence tayo that would point everything to MT Princess Ana. Okay? So lahat na nag-corroborate po lahat yon. During the date and time of incident, apart from MT Princess Ana, Pacific Ana, ang pinakamalapit lang is I think MV Dukhan, which is around 9.5 nautical miles away from that incident area, yung date and time niya. So meaning to say, napakalayo yung proximity ng most nearest MV foreign vessel passing to that incident area.
Sir, ano pong posibleng kaharapin ng MT Princess Pacific Ana, if ever, na mapatunayan natin na sila nga talaga yung suspect?
Again, I would like to emphasize that the Philippines, being the coastal state, and the MT Pacific Ana is a flag state of Marshall Islands. They will be the one to impose whatever administrative sanctions or to the nationality, or if they want to pursue criminal sanctions against those masters or crew involved in this tragic incident. Our end is more on diplomatic means. Ang pinaka-main objective natin is how to help yung claims and benefits for our poor fishermen affected by this tragedy.
Sir, follow up. Sir, nabanggit niyo about dun sa Senate hearing recently, sir. With dun sa family and sa management nung Pacific Ana. On the part of Pacific Ana, sir, may nakomit ba sila na help during that meeting, sir, na maibibigay immediately?
There was a strong appeal from our good senators during the time, but those representatives coming the county manager of Marshall Islands is not yet in a position to decide on things. But he committed that all those requests coming from our good senators would be transmitted to the ship owners and operators of MT Pacific Ana.
Last na sir, on my end, yung follow-up sir, kailan kaya sir yung definitive date or I mean yung timeline sir na maibabalik sir after ng investigation nitong FBD rin sir sa may-ari?
Again, sabi ko nga, just this morning, nag-manifest ng interest yung Marshall Islands, yung Maritime Casualty Investigation Team din nila to conduct their own ocular inspection. So perhaps after that ocular inspection, we can now make some arrangements with the PNP who acquired first jurisdiction of this case, because they will be the one to say so if the investigation has been completed, and that by the time pwede na nilang i-turn over sa rightful owner of FBD rin.
Thank you sir.
Sir, yung promised aid po sa mga mangingisda na ibigay na po ba?
Wala pa akong privy about the promised aid sa mga inista po natin. I think if the local station commanders here in the at LGU's level, I believe nagmanifest na rin sila na may mga konting tulong na tanggap na rin sila from the LGUs, the SWD, and in fact the Coast Guard is also helping them in our own humble small way. But the bigger part, what we are waiting really is coming from the ship owner and ship operator of MT Pacific Ana. Kasi yun po talaga ang claims na malaki na makakatulong at makaahon po sila muli.
Sir, pahabol lang po. Side note lang sir, na-mention nyo kanina yung capability natin to salvage. Ano po ang efforts ng PCG dyan sir? Kasama na ba yun sa mga susunod na budget request or maybe for 2024 po?
Ito titignan po natin that will form part of our priority areas, no? Na mayroon tayong ma-build na capability just like the Harbor Star in coming up with a type of an appropriate vessel to salvage in any types of collision incident at sea. Kaya on our own, we can deploy immediately our assets without depending to any other stakeholders or any other counterpart in the country. But in the meantime, we need to have strong partnership such as the Harbor Star and other operators or salvage operations para makatulong po sa mga ganitong klaseng insidente.
Doon sa budget request sir sa 2024, posible kaya sir ma-provide niya sir? Kasi medyo, I don't know sir, baka masasabi ba natin parang it's basic for an entity like yours sir na merong ganong capability?
At this time, I can say kung hindi siya na-include, it would be late for us because by early next year, 2025 budget na pinag-uusapan natin. So anyway, we need to review our priorities. Then if it is not included, definitely based on this experience, we can make strong representation to the Congress to include that in our next budget cycle.
Thank you sir.
Hi sir, follow-up question lang po. Nabanggit ninyo na kahit na bumabagyo, dapat yung mga barko ay mayroong mechanism to determine kung may mga malapit no na mga bangka sa kanila. So are we saying na may sira po ba itong barkong Marshall Islands ng MT Pacific Ana?
So far again, hindi ako makapag-insinuate. No? What I can just provide you the information, what is expected of them, compliant as far as a safety aspect. Sa mga ganitong advanced and big vessels, especially transiting internationally, we assume that they are all compliant as far as the maritime safety requirements are concerned, and also compliant to collision regulation.
And then, sabi po din yun, nag-communicate na rin or responded to the communication of the PCG itong Marshall Islands. Ano po yung kanilang nakapaloob sa kanilang response? Apart from the intention to conduct ocular, meron na po bang specific timeline sila?
Wala silang nasabi na specific timelines. They are just assuring the Philippines that they are conducting their own independent maritime casualty investigation. And they are just compliant to the obligation being a party of the Maritime Casualty Convention.
And then sa claims and damages na lang sir, I know yun nga, and parang liability. Kasi sabi ninyo, it's up to the country kung saan nakaregister itong ship. Pero in the past, pag ganitong mga insidente, ano po yung usual liability ng ship owner, ng ship captain, at naibibigay po ba ito sa mga nabiktima po dito sa bansa natin?
Ako masasabi ko lang sa experience ko bilang isang commander ng Maritime Safety Services, we had one incident, I think that happened last year. MV Happy Hero. It is, incidentally, it is also a Marshall Island Registry vessel. It collided with one of the fishing boat, I think, Jot 18, anchored in, what's that province? In Iloilo, part of the province of Iloilo, wherein 7 fishermen missing during that collision incident. So one good thing, we have the physical custody of MV Happy Hero because it calls the port of Iloilo. Ang pinakamaganda dyan is we exercise our effort, our authority as far as port state control of the country, wherein we really saw a solid evidence during the underwater hull inspection. May mga dent, may scratches, and evidence that the vessel really somehow encountered a major collision of an object. And with these findings, we exercise also our coastal state authority, and we help the ship owner and survivors to file case against the ship owner and the master. Yung kaso po doon na na-file po namin as we assisted them, yung reckless imprudence resulting to multiple deaths and damage to property. So with this strong case we have established, the owner has decided to propose for out-of-court settlement through claims na rin talaga. So ang maganda naman nito is malaking claims po nakuha ng mga ship owners and survivors, and then they utilize that huge claims to somehow regain back their own livelihood. Not so sure, but I think it's almost 40 million.
Hi, sir. Follow-up ko lang po, since di ba nakarating ng Singapore, ang parang nabanggit niyo nung dati na nag-presscon, pagdating ng Singapore, meron ding mga Coast Guard personnel na nandun, i-check nila yung barko. Tama ba? Na-check ba, sir? Nalaman ba ng mga personnel ng MT Pacific Ana na may possibility na nakabangga sila? May dent ba yung barko?
We were informed about the action of the Port State Control Singapore, that sabi yung window inspection wala pa doon, no, kasi may mga series, may certain levels of inspection yan, no, may time na to consider. The younger your vessels, hindi pa masyado frequent ang inspection yan. The older it is, nagkaroon ng frequency ng inspection. For this vessel, based on a port state control monitoring, hindi pa siya due for inspection. That's why in Singapore, mayroong office tong company na to. They were also informed that the Marshall Island has already initiated the maritime casualty investigation in Singapore. Kaya hindi na mismo sila nag-conduct ng inspection. That's the essence of the letter they responded to the Coast Guard.
So, wala ring sir, no? Parang wala rin, hindi po pwede na parang mag-initiate yung Coast Guard natin since meron po tayong kababayan na namatay, na possibility na bangga nila. Ganun.
Sabi ko nga, that is another country, so we just coordinate to them. Kung dito nangyari sa atin po yan, sigurado po ang Philippine Coast Guard will take positive action in taking custody of the vessel.
Sorry sir, so, to be clear sir, wait and see po tayo dun sa magiging investigation nila. Kasi it's been weeks, hindi pa nila mabigyan ng information tayo sir kung merong malang gas-gas yung Pacific Ana, mga ganong impormasyon po.
Yes, definitely, kasi independent po yung investigation nila. Tayo, we have our own investigation. But what is certain for us right now, we are about to complete our investigation. Then by all means necessary, of course, to the help of our diplomatic channels, makakarating po yun. So mayroon tayong constant communication through our TFAs para yung strong representation natin, lalo na itong mga kapakanan ng ating mangingisda.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, so pwede bang sabihin tali ang kamay ng Coast Guard pagdating sa pagpapanagot dito sa Pacific Ana?
Hindi ko naman masasabing tali ang kamay ng Coast Guard. Ang Coast Guard po natin, naatasan po tayo to lead the investigation. So on our part, being the agency heading or exercising our coastal state administration, because the incident happens within our exclusive economic zone, so we will do our part.
Yes.
The soonest possible way we can. So dahil kasi itong submission ng investigation report natin ito ay magiging basis po ng mga ahensyang or department responsible to pursue further itong case na to. Kaya kailangan po namin maitapos as much as possible itong investigation.
Siguro sir, after let's say itong investigation, ano pa yung kayang gawin ng Pilipinas in general para mapanagot yung Pacific ANA? Kasi I understand na sila, meron silang sariling, ibang bansa sila, iba yung flag. But then, on our part, ano po yung kaya natin ma-assure sa ating mga kababayan na if ever na may ganitong mangyari, may habol pa rin yung ating mga kababayan na maargabyado?
Definitely, this major, very serious maritime casualty incidents would be reported officially. Marami po tayong international maritime body who is also overseeing this kind of incident that affects the safety. Yan ang isa yung International Maritime Organization, specifically yung Maritime Safety Committee, and also the Port Support State Control, andito po yung Tokyo MOU po natin. These are some mechanisms in place internationally that will be sourced also as part of reviewing the existing safety policies to prevent the occurrence of such incident at sea.
Thank you, sir.
Okay na po tayo? Siguro, sir. For the media, we can invite you na mag-board ng tugboat para magkaroon din kayo ng cover dun sa sa FB Devin. So maraming salamat po. That ends our press conference this morning.
Thank you, Dr. J. Pangalawa pala, as you will go through here, siguro payagan natin ng konti, escorted by our personnel from the stations, yung bangka mismo. Just get some footage. Huwag lang kayo kumuha something kasi baka maano natin yung Siguro on the side but not on board kasi baka makuha yung ebidensya natin. No, sa side lang kayo ng tugboat ng Abior. Not on board of FB rin. Okay? Maraming salamat po sa pagdalo ninyo and thank you very much for making this on-site press con initiated by the Philippine Coast Guard and would be fruitful and very supportive especially sa mga kapakanan ng ating mangingisda. Maraming salamat po.
Wala naman ng dyan, Eric.